totality of existence as we know it, or the universe is what we term, is the term we use for it, is diverging away as it expands. And the whole of humanity, or the world as we know it, is coming together. But because of geographical reasons. Today, I'd like to take a step away from that and talk about the philosophical interpretation of this theme. I want to talk about how we're going to converge. Before we continue, I'd just like to point out I do not approve of that photo at all. So previously I mentioned that we as humans socialize not because of our own flow. We are coerced into socializing because of overpopulation. We are forced to socialize because we're living in a place where the landmass is less and we have to sit next to each other and we're forced to socialize. But why? Why are we forced to socialize? Why can't we do it with our own flow? After all, Aristotle did say that man is a social animal. The thing is, we have increased the pace of our lives so much, it's become unnatural. And one of three reasons why we stop socializing is A, the pace of our lives, B, overthinking, and C, our judgmental attitude towards people. We are so apathetic because we don't care about people. Was it always like this? No. It's because we have increased the pace of our lives so unnaturally. We try to fit in 27 hours of work into 24 hours of a day. And this has made us apathetical that we just don't care. A person falls on the ground and our first intention would be to pick him up and help him up. But if we're doing something important or busy, we won't. I feel like a hypocrite while saying this because just today morning before we started, I was working on my PPT and Ritika Pillai, one of the speakers, said hi to me. I said hi in a very rude manner because I was trying to finish my PPT. I, of course, said hi to her quite nicely once I was done with the PPT, but you realize that the speed and the flow of things, and we're so busy that we've become apathetical and ascetic beings. We have become machines. Oh, sorry. Yeah. We've become machines. We're not able to sense feelings. We are not machines because we wish to achieve success and fame. No. That's fine, because that's a common goal, and we all wish to achieve it. We are machines because in the pursuit of that goal, we have lost the will and the love to live. And that is what I will be talking about today. I will be talking about how you learn to live. So, while we try to progress in the fields of science, we have progressed immensely. But in the fields of social interaction, we have degraded at the same rate we have progressed in the fields of science. This is what our evolution looks like. We think life is a race, which is why we start running, which is why we don't give any time to socializing or to the person sitting next to you. Think about it. When was the last time you tried to enjoy your life without being dragged away by your parents or your teachers to your board or to your study table to study? When was the last time you stood outdoors and took in the air around you and breathed in to enjoy it? Here's the thing. If life is a race, we know that people who participate in races also take a break. That's Usain Bolt. That's a terribly edited picture, I'm sorry. He is the world's fastest man. As you can see, even there, he's taking a break. He's sipping on juice. Yeah, I don't know why I cropped that out. Yeah. To all the skeptics in the crowd, sometimes you have to slow down in order to go fast. You try to speed up your life so much again and again. And to the people wondering why I'm looking at my hands, it's because I have a terrible memory. I've written the main points here, but I can understand my own handwriting. Convergence is crucial for global success. We need to converge if we wish to achieve greater heights. We all know how important it is. The converging world. We are all connected. We're just so busy with our lives, we can't see it. You're always busy no matter what. That was the sound of the WhatsApp message, but it's not too loud, so I guess you can't hear it. But yeah, that sound is the sound we hear every minute. That has become music to our ears because we're so busy. If you aren't texting the person you have a crush on, you're writing your budget sheets for your company. If you aren't doing an assignment, you're probably reading the newspaper. You're never free to enjoy what you like doing. You're sipping tea, you're reading a newspaper, and if someone disturbs you, you get angry. Why? One more thing. Overthinking. The art of creating problems that were never there. In our lives, we try to work so hard because we wish to achieve success that somewhere down the line, we forget our goal. And that is when we become machines. And when we become machines, we start overthinking. We start analyzing things in a way that's not even necessary. 2 plus 2 is 4. If you start overthinking it, you'll be wondering why. Why is 2 plus 2 equal to 4? Why is not 2 plus 2 equal to 3? What if I'm just imagining that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4? And you start creating these issues, these problems that never existed. And it starts exhausting you. Let's take an example. How many of you here have younger siblings, or when you was a raise of hands? Yeah, quite. Now, let's take an example of my life. I'm 14. My brother's 5. I go to school. He goes to school. He runs around a lot more than I do. He eats much lesser than I do. I eat food. Sometimes I think he eats air. I don't see him eating anything or drinking anything other than juice. He's always running around. But at the end of the day, why do I end up more tired than him? It's not because of my work. I can procrastinate anything. In fact, I procrastinated making this PPT until today morning. So, yeah. So why is it that we become so tired? It's because of overthinking. I try to fit in 27 hours a day, because I'm not talking about any specific work. All I'm saying is that you need to think about your life, because you need to think about your life. Thinking is good, but overdoing it, that's what's bad. This overindulgence, that is what's bad. Because I try to imagine, now I wrote a test today morning. If I lose marks in this test, it'll affect my grades. If it affects my grades since I'm in 10th, I might not get a stream. If I don't get the science stream, I won't be an engineer. If I don't get the commerce stream, I won't be a CA. If I get the art stream, society will laugh at me. Society will judge me, because that's what we've become. Judgmental and apathetical machines. Judging a person doesn't define who they are, it defines who you are. I came across this anecdote by chance. On the May 1st, I was at the Visa and Passport Application Center opposite Dera City Center. There I was, waiting in line. Again, I was impatient because, life is fast, life is a race. As I waited in line, this girl, a small girl, probably about 8 to 12 months old, a year old probably, she fell down from the metal chairs over there. She fell down and she started crying. Her father was sitting in front of her, filling in forms. He doesn't notice her crying. So a woman, a kind-hearted woman from the back, comes in, picks up the girl, consoles her, and then hands her over to her father. The father starts soothing the daughter again, and soon the girl stops crying. In the background, you can hear this woman talking to another person sitting behind her saying, "Look at the father, he's so irresponsible, so busy with his own work." It must have taken her 10 minutes to realize what a mistake she has made. Within 10 minutes, we saw the man who couldn't hear his daughter crying using sign language to communicate with the person issuing the passport because he was deaf. It was not that he was too busy to hear his daughter crying. It was because he couldn't hear his daughter crying. But we jumped to a conclusion because that's what we are, judgmental. And that, ladies and gentlemen, diverges us rather than converge. The thing is, it's all about how you choose to live your life. You. You have to dance like no one's watching. You have to love like you'll never get hurt. You have to sing like no one's listening and live like it's heaven on earth. You do that and things will go your way. Be happy to talk about this person I knew. He was a good friend of mine, was very close to me. He was a happy individual. He was 14. athletic. He did whatever he wanted. He was happy. He liked math. He did math. He didn't like biology. He wouldn't do biology. He did whatever he wanted to, and he was happy. The students judged him for who he had a crush on. The teachers told him not to mess around now that he was in his senior grades. He needed to get his self together. He needed to bring up his marks so that he doesn't become a failure of society. But this young man, he was a multi-talented individual. He played basketball amazingly well. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the school I knew, and he was really good at math. We went for this competition called the F1 in schools. And even though he was not a member, he helped us a lot. Of course, we proceeded to make him a member because we had to kick someone else out. And during this time, everyone who knew him realized that they too did the same thing. They jumped to a conclusion and judged him. If it was possible, this boy definitely would have qualified for having a heart of pure gold. He did whatever he wanted. And people judged him for it, but did it affect him? No. He learned to find the happiness in small things. And that's the secret of happiness, because we don't find happiness in small things. He did. His PE teachers knew what a great individual he was and how genuine he was. Last year, in a tragic accident, he passed away. His death taught me three things. Three things we've probably heard all the time or not implemented. And those three things are the three things that I have started implementing. First, learn to live your life, no matter what happens, because he was happy. He's passed away, but here's the thing. Maybe we all should be happy, because he wouldn't have wanted us to be sad. Anytime he was around someone, you would never see any gloom in anyone's face. He was that kind of person. So learn to live. Pace your lives and learn to live. 2, learn to find the happiness in small things. Had I done this, I might have been more happier than what I am today. If I remember correctly, my last words to him were, I will see you after the vacation, and then, I gave him the hug, the kind of hug you give to your homie, I never did see him after that vacation. So learn to find the happiness in small things. Add a little humor to your life. It's humor that can help us converge, because that's what made me friends with one of the speakers today, Rohan Krishnan. As Aman Ibrahim quotes, this is an awesomely bad joke. What is the opposite of Rajeshwari? The answer is Rajesh, don't worry. It's a terrible joke. But this introduced me to Rohan Krishnan, and today we've become friends. It's a matter of 2 rehearsals, and now we talk to each other like, where have we been in each other's lives so long? Add that touch of humor to your life, and you'll see how far it goes. And the third thing is, stop judging people. You don't know their story, so you shouldn't judge them. So that's it. Keep calm and slow down. Keep calm and don't overthink things. Keep calm and slow down. See, doing all this, we move to the final point of unity. And that is the point that will bring us all together. We should realize that it's wrong. It's wrong that it takes an earthquake in Nepal to bring us together. It's wrong that it takes a racial shooting in Ferguson and Baltimore that brings us together. It's wrong that a rape in New Delhi has to bring us together. Why must we only come together and work against something when there is an injustice? We know the difference we have done in Nepal. We know the difference we have done in Baltimore. So we know that difference of working together. See, we created a revolution with fire. You see, it takes 2 to tango. You don't see one person doing the tango. It took 2 stones to create a revolution that is fire. It is this white phosphorus and this friction, the side on where you cause the friction, that makes this fire that revolutionized man as well. Can you ever see one angry bird? No. It's always 4 or 5 angry birds. There, it says that unity is the only way we can achieve something. Of course, I'm not talking about destroying the house, okay? It's all about how you make the difference. Because if not you, then who? And if not now, then when? Ladies and gentlemen, you just need to look at the person next to you and realize that it's time to create that friction and be the fire that changed the world and make that difference we all so desperately need. Thank you.